What's up, guys? Are you frustrated with eBay's new managed payments?
Nobody loves change.
No, especially not us. We are Rob and Melissa with Flea Market Flipper. We flip for a living, so we're going to give you guys the pros and the cons of the new system.
And we've been using PayPal for 20-some years
20-some years, yeah.
so with eBay, so this is all brand new.
It is. It's a big change, guys, but we've been on it for 2 weeks now. We've taken 4 transactions. Our transactions are a little bit larger than most people, so we have a lot to be thankful or absolutely hate for this new system. So we're going to jump into it, give you guys the pros and the cons on every business level, if this is going to be a good thing for you or if it's going to be stinky.
So the biggest con is that it takes time to get to your bank. So in PayPal, it was an immediate payment. As long as you're an established seller, you get the money right away. Now it takes 3 to 5 days to get your payment for an item, which can be tough.
It can. And if you're like us, we had a PayPal debit card. We could get to the funds immediately. Now, we do larger items, so with our sales, we have to go out anywhere from $100 to maybe say $350 on shipping. That's what it costs us to ship freight sometimes. So in the case of eBay's new system, you might get that money 3 or 4 days after the sale, to where you might be going out the money before to pay for the shipping before you even get your funds. So that can be very frustrating.
So what you did was you just changed your handling time to 3 to 5 days. So which is what you have usually on your large items anyway. So.
Not everybody can do this, but when you're dealing with lower amounts of money, that you're not going out that high dollar amount to ship an item out, it's not going to affect you that much. If you're doing daily transactions through the new managed payment system,
you're going to be getting money daily in your account, so it's not that big of a deal to go out, $10-20 for a label.
And if it's consistent, if you have a consistent business, you're not going to feel it that much different than using PayPal. So for us, we changed the handling time, which I did on a lot of our stuff anyways. We had 3 days, 3 to 5 days, to where the transactions that we have taken through the new system have come in the morning of the 4th day at 12 a.m. So it's taken them 3 to 4 days to actually put the money into our account. And these are some bigger transactions. One of the transactions was $2,800. The other transaction was $600. The other transaction was $50 or $55.
50.
And then what was the fourth one?
I don't remember.
The backpack,
135.
So those are the transactions that we have taken, and they've been pretty consistent, like I said, the 3rd day or the 4th day in the AM of the 4th day at 12 a.m. So not too horrible.
Yeah, I was just going to know, like people that are getting freight shipments, they are fine usually to wait longer. Like they're not expecting you to throw it on a pallet in a day and get it next day shipping. So that's we've never done next day shipping on any of our big items. It's always been at least 3 days. So now we just make sure we have 3 to 5 days on all of those big items. So
because it takes time. It takes time to pallet an item up. Throw it on a pallet, put a crate around it, that kind of stuff. So people do expect that.
But we're still doing, next day or 2 days shipping for our smaller items and we can print the label. So just to clarify.
For sure.
Yeah. So the next kind of con would be it's a little bit more difficult to keep your accounting straight. So before, if you used PayPal for your business account, like that's really all you needed. If we sell mostly on eBay, and so it was just our PayPal and our debit card, and that we did our accounting pretty easily. So now you might have to switch over to a separate business bank account. So
exactly, and that's what we're going to do because we had a PayPal card, a debit card we could use from that account. We knew all the money coming in from PayPal was eBay money, so it was easy for our accounting. Now we're just going to have to open up a separate bank account, a business bank account. So all the money from eBay comes into that bank account, and then we can actually transfer it over into our bank accounts. So we just have a better record. It's an easier system. So
and it's not more difficult. We just have to set it up that way. So
it takes a little bit more time up front. So it could be considered a con as a negative portion of this, but in the long run, it's not going to take us that long to actually set that system up. So it won't be that bad. So what else you got?
Now the pros. So less fees.
Fees! Who likes to pay money when you don't have to pay money? And that is us. We do not want to pay more money than we have to.
No.
On eBay, it has saved us money on these transactions, these first ones that we've done. So we'll give you an instance. In the $2,800 item that we sold, which was a range, a cooktop, we sold that on the old system where the people paid PayPal. The money went into PayPal. We had to pay the 3% PayPal transaction fee on top of eBay's 10% for for that sale. So we would have been paying 13% total.
Yeah, so it would have been $331.
$331 is what we would have paid on the old system.
On the new system, we paid $294.
$294. So we saved almost $40 on that, which is great. I mean, some of our transactions are larger transactions. Right now, we have a transaction for a bus wash that's going to be a $15,000 transaction. And so we figured the numbers on that, how much we will actually save going with the new system versus the old system. And what was that one?
$217 we'll save on that system. So because before eBay used to cap large transactions at $350, but then you still had the PayPal fee. So we were curious how that was going to work if they're not capping it anymore. So just to tell you the numbers, eBay's charging 11.5%
for the first $2,500.
on the first $2,500. So anything over $2,500 is 2.35%.
Just for the amount that's over the $2,500. So for the
it's
oven,
a little confusing.
It is. It is. It's very confusing. But for the oven, we paid 11 point. What was it? 11 point. The first percentage, 11.5%.
Yes.
For the $2,500.
Yes.
And then for the $300 over that, we paid the 2.35 on that money. So it's a little confusing, but if you sit down and do the math on it, like I said,
it saves you money.
We saved money on that. So that is really the big difference is it takes you a little bit longer to get your money, but at the same time, you're actually going to save money on the long run. So, which is okay. It's not a bad thing.
So on average, before we were paying almost 13% on every transaction, and now it's 11.5%, and then the 2.35 on the bigger items.
Yep.
The second portion of it.
Exactly.
And also to know if you don't have an eBay store, you're going to be paying a little bit more than 11.5%. It's going to be, they say, 12.35%. So if you don't have a store. So it's still less than the 13%, but it's more than having a store. So there is another benefit to having a store right there, especially as you start growing. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was
what else we got?
That was another pro. I think that was our biggest pro. Less fees.
Yeah, which is awesome. We love less fees. So anything that you can get away with not having to pay as much, it's a huge ordeal for you to be able to do that. So go ahead.
I did have the no big eBay bill at the end of the month.
Yes, that is huge. That's
yes.
Who likes it? I mean, for us, when we sell larger items, we've had eBay bills over $1,000 before at the end of the month. Now they're actually taking your fees out when they're holding that money for 3 days. They're pulling their fees out of that transaction. So that 11.5% is going to come out before it actually hits your bank account, which means you don't have this huge stack up at the end of the month, and it's going to be ridiculous debit from your account, which is awesome. So that is really, for us, we love that. We love not having to pay out that big bill. I'd rather them take it out in the transaction so you don't have to worry about that at the end of the month.
Now, you will still be paying for promotions and ads at the end of the month,
but it's usually petty.
It's usually a very
small amounts
compared to that.
We don't do a lot of promotion. We don't do a lot of promotion stuff, so we don't really have to worry about that. But if you do promotion stuff, that's where it's going to come out. It's going to go onto your account.
And FedEx shipping too will come out at the end, I believe, still.
Yeah.
So but that's definitely a pro to not have that huge chunk.
For sure. For sure.
And another thing that we wanted to note too is it's going to be a new returns system.
Oh yeah.
But it's still we don't accept returns, so we're going to see how it goes with us.
Yeah.
we'll figure.
We can't give you guys all the advice on that yet. We have not had to run through that. The only way people can get returns back to us is by saying the item was not as described, which does not happen very often, but sometimes it does. Now, in the old system, PayPal would put a hold on that. As soon as somebody said this item is not as described, PayPal would hold it, and we would have to go through the whole process, calling eBay, getting eBay on the phone, telling them, hey, this was sold as is. We do not offer returns, and getting the whole process figured out. Well, we don't know exactly how eBay's going to do it now when somebody does say something's not as described, because it's not sitting, it's in eBay's account, so we know they will hold it if you have a payout coming through, so those first 3 days.
So they can hold it.
Exactly. If you have $300 to $500, whatever it is in that account, and then somebody comes in and says it's not as described, eBay will hold them automatically right there, whatever the transaction is. So say you have $300 to $500, it hasn't been transferred into your account, and it's a $50 transaction that somebody's disputing, saying it's not as described, eBay will put a hold on that while it's there, and then they'll go through the whole process of doing same thing as before. You'll have to run through it and tell eBay why, if you do not accept the returns, why it shouldn't be on the account, stuff like that. But if you do not have any money in limbo, we don't know how that's going to work yet. We don't know if eBay's going to debit it from your bank account, or if they're going to put it a hold and it's going to go on to your bill at the end of the month. We don't know. We can't figure that part out yet. But as it comes, we'll be able to give you guys more tips if something happens to us, in the next next month or two, we'll be able to run you guys another video and show you guys exactly how to handle that if you're in our situation.
They are trying to streamline returns. So if you do accept returns, they're going to automatically send the label to the person who is asking for the buyer who's asking the return. So they will send it. They're trying to take that process out where you have to send it and just get it happening quicker. So we'll see. We're gonna get on that.
Like I said, that's the unknown for us.
We'll
and
see how that goes with us not accepting returns.
Exactly, it's going to be an unknown for a lot of sellers. But like I said, anything, it's going to be a learning curve. We'll be here. Yeah, that's one thing about Melissa and I. We love this business. We love buying and selling things. So not only do we teach people how to do it, we still are in the business every day, which is awesome. It's awesome to be able to keep up to date with these kind of systems that are changing.
And so one thing that, even though we don't love change all the time, I think overall we like the managed payment system.
I think it will be good.
I think saving money is the biggest pro for us. Like that. Who doesn't want to save money?
And that's us. I mean, if we have to wait a little bit longer to get the money, in most cases, like I said, the way that we dealt with it, I mean, 3 to 5 days on the handling time. You might not be able to do that if you're selling smaller items that aren't that much money, but it shouldn't affect you that much if you're selling smaller items that don't bring you in that much money. It's only for the people who are selling $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 items that they're having to go out the shipping costs on top of it because we do free shipping on our freight stuff.
So you might not be on managed payments yet, so just keep looking.
It is coming. By the end of the year, eBay says everybody's going over.
Everybody on there. So just keep looking at your messages. They message you a lot whenever it's your time to switch over, and then you just enter your information, follow the prompts, and you have to get your bank account verified. But it's not really a hard process.
No, it's not super difficult.
Yeah, so just follow the prompts and get them set up, and then you can start saving money on fees.
That's it. All right, you guys rock. Guys, check it out. Show us a little love. If you guys love this information that we give you, please subscribe, hit the bell. This is what we like giving these tips. We like giving you stuff that's going on in our business to try and help you guys. So, like I said, please subscribe, hit the bell, so we can give you guys that information.
Thanks for watching.
You guys rock. Have a great day.
Bye.
See ya.